Now, as soon as you lose that want, as soon as you lose that passion, it's not time to give up. It's not time to retire. It's not time to quit doing something. It's time to tap in to your new passion. What are you now invigorated about, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not about always loving what you do. It's about stopping what you're doing whenever you lose the love for it.
All right, guys, he is back. Chad Peterson. What's up, my man?
What's up?
What have you been up to since I last saw you?
Working, podcasting, chasing my dreams, man, like everybody else should. How about you?
Same old, same old. A lot of uncertainty right now with the economy. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of people out of their mind, losing their damn mind, keying up Teslas, worried about the future, worried about the stock market. But, you know, man, these things happen, you know, ups and downs in the economy. And we have a president in there who's mixing things up, you know, bringing in money to the United States, making other countries pay. And people are freaking out and keying cars because the guy is out there, you know, cutting wasteful spending. These guys have lost their damn minds.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
It is. And people are freaking out about it. It's all they're talking about on the news cycle. What if they just shut off the TV and chase their dreams? What if, instead of focusing on what the government's doing, which you have no control over, what if you just woke up every day and chased your dreams, focused on what you wanted to focus on, and go get what you want in life? Like, how would their lives be different? Probably very different.
Absolutely. Does your business model still work in a recession environment?
My business model?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, there's always has to have businesses, right? I mean, the economy runs on small business, and the job market is absolute shit right now. And artificial intelligence is putting people out of work. Okay. Bottom line, artificial intelligence is here to stay. I mean, it's not going anywhere. And if you have a job that relies heavily on something that artificial intelligence can do, you're pushed out of a job, right? So a lot of people are buying businesses right now that are recession proof, that are artificial intelligence proof, right? Like a lot of the blue collar industries. Artificial intelligence is not going to stop blue collar trades. You know, online artificial intelligence is not going to come fix your toilet, fix your concrete, fix your garage door, right? It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, you know, blue collar trades are back. The blue collar man for the longest time, blue collar guys, if you spend enough time around them, they feel like they're less than, right? Because they didn't get a college degree.
Right.
And you don't need a college degree now. Hell, you can do legal work right now yourself using Chat GPT. You know, I'm not saying you're a lawyer that way, but I'm just saying we have tools that are at our fingertips more than what we ever thought we would have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've already saved myself a ton of money in legal just by using artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So the working man, though, is the most well paid in the market right now if they know how to market. Because blue collar guys, they might know how to fix your sink, fix your toilet, fix your garage door, build a deck, install a new front door, whatever it is. But they're really not in that business. If you're a blue collar worker, yeah, your trade is what you do, but you're really not in that business. You have to be in the marketing business. You have to be in the sales business. You have to be on the first page of Google. You have to be searchable and findable. And so what I'm finding right now is the blue collar world out there, if they can pair themselves up with somebody who knows how to market, who knows how to win online, that's a beautiful business partnership.
Absolutely. Man, I paid my roofers a lot of money the other day. They make some good money as a roofing company.
Right. So let me ask you this. How did you find those roofers? Did you Google it? Did you say
Google?
Did you say roofers near me?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're a blue collar worker and you're just trying to find business, you're trying to find a job, right? You own a business, but that business owns you because you're not marketing well. You don't have your sales game down. Well, if you Googled roofers near me and that's how you picked your roofer, well, then blue collar workers, they're not in the roofing business. They're in the marketing business. The roofing business just happens to be their widget.
Yeah.
You're never in the business that you think you're in. You're always in a different business, right? So I help people sell their business and I help people buy a business, right? That's my widget. But what am I really in? I'm in the marketing, sales, management, and consulting business.
That's
my widget is just the widget.
Yeah.
So if you're a blue collar worker and you say, well, I build decks for a living or I put roofs on for a living, I'm a roofer. No, you're not. you better be a marketer and getting the business.
Long work weeks and busy weekends can leave you feeling and looking depleted. That's where ProLon comes in. Their 5-day fasting mimicking diet is backed by science and works at the cellular level to rejuvenate your body from the inside out. And now ProLon is leveling up with the all-new next-gen 5-day program, offering cleaner ingredients, better flavor, and even more convenience. Their plant-based program features ready-to-eat soups, snacks, and teas that nourish your body while keeping it at a fasting state, activating powerful cellular repair and renewal. I did the 5-day program and I felt so much better. Now I can't wait to try ProLon Next Gen and keep the momentum going. Right now, ProLon is giving Digital Social Hour listeners 15% off site-wide, plus $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Go to prolonlife.com/DSH. That's PROLONLIFE.com/DSH to claim your offer today.
That's what you should be doing.
But that's not talked about enough. They should teach that at trade schools to learn how to market yourself.
Yeah. And by the way, whenever you go to, let's just say you make a damn good pizza. All right. So you're like, you know what? I'm so good at making pizza. I'm going to open up a pizza shop. Well, you're not in the pizza business, man. You're in the trying to get people to buy your pizza business.
Yeah.
So, you have to be in systems, marketing, management. You got to have good location, right? Once you own a pizza shop, you're not going to be making the pizza.
Yeah.
Right. So business owners don't understand they're never in the business they think they're in. They're always in the marketing business because you're not winning on the first page of Google, you're losing.
That's so true, especially in the restaurant space, because the most known restaurants don't have the best quality food.
Absolutely. Look at McDonald's. It's absolute dog shit food. It's poison.
Yeah.
It's poison. But they are the behemoth. They are the #1 restaurant in the world. And it's terrible food, but they're damn good at marketing and people want to buy their food. Right. So I can make a better burger than McDonald's. So can you, but they're not buying it, are they?
No,
they're buying McDonald's.
Absolutely.
So is McDonald's in the cheeseburger business? No, they're not. They're in the marketing business and they're in the real estate business.
Same with Starbucks.
Yeah, there you go. It's not very good coffee, but everybody's buying it.
$7 for coffee.
$7 cup of coffee when you can go somewhere else and, you could make it at home for less than $1. But people are paying for it. And by the way, in the recessions, whatever went through 2008, there was no money, supposedly. Everybody was broke. Terrible, terrible economy. But every single morning that I drove by the Starbucks right by my house, there was a line 30 cars long. So, everybody talks and bitches about how there's a lack of money out there. It's not a lack of money. People are spending money. They're just spending it on the wrong things.
Right.
They're not investing in themselves. They're not pursuing their dreams. They act like they got 600 years to live. They don't. Like your dreams are waiting for you. You have to go get them. And it's not going to be easy. People think it's going to be easy. Who the fuck told you it was going to be easy? Nothing in this life is easy. But it is getting easier as people get more insane. Okay, this world is going fucking nuts. And the more nuts that people get, the easier it is to win out there. Right. So if you just show up today and you're real tactical about what you do and you go out there and win and you're deliberate about everything you do and you know where you're going, where you're headed and what you want, and you wake up every damn day like a savage to go get it. Yeah. You're going to win because at least half the country has lost its damn mind.
Agreed. Actually, when you study the richest people, they make a lot of their money in recession markets.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of those guys that have money, they know when to buy. They buy when things go on sale.
Right.
So when you buy when things are cheap and you can hold your breath and wait it out, you make a ton of money. But a lot of people aren't in that position. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck and they don't know how to go win. And you don't need a lot of money to go win. And that's the misconception. People say, well, I would own a business if I only had money. Okay, well, nowadays you don't have to have money to go make a lot of money.
Right.
You have to have the tactical strategies to do it. And that's what I teach at chadpeterson.com. I teach you tactical strategies to go out there and own a business or sell a business and use that business to create massive wealth, time, and freedom in your life. That's what I teach. And a lot of people think, well, I must need a lot of skills. I must need more money. I must need all sorts of things that I don't have. And that's what I find is that people internally, they don't believe in themselves. Number one, it's so sad to me. They do not believe in themselves. And I'm sitting there going, man, you can do this. Well, I need this. Oh, I need that. And well, I don't know. I don't have a degree in that. And well, don't I need to go get a certificate? And well, don't I need more money? And maybe I need to get a partner. And people find in their mind what they don't have versus finding what they actually do have. They have everything they need to win. But unless you believe you're going to win, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself more. And I can see it in people's faces. I can see it in their eyes when I go to tell them that they could go win and how to do it. And they go right into fear. They don't feel good about themselves. They don't have self-esteem. They don't have a belief that it's going to work for them. And because they don't, there's no tactical strategy that I can put in front of that person to fix that problem. That's an inside job.
Yeah.
Right? Like I cannot reach inside your soul and make you think differently, talk differently, have better thoughts, have thoughts of abundance. I can't do that. I can give you tactical strategies. I can tell you exactly what to do. I can turn you into a millionaire this year. But if you don't fix that shit inside of you, I can't help you at all.
Why do you think so many people don't believe in themselves?
I think it's systematic. I think that we are taught that we have to go to first grade, second grade, third grade, all the way through sixth through ninth through 12. You got to go to college. You got to get a degree. You have to have this class before you can go to that class. And then you have to have, you got to have good grades. So everything in our life is made to be linear, right? Like you can't go to the next level unless you do this level.
Right.
But that's not how real success works. If that was how real success is to be had, then how do you have people like myself who have taken a quantum leap into wealth? I didn't pass some class. I didn't go get some fancy degree. I don't have an MBA. I have people that have MBAs working for me and they can't figure out what cash flow is in a business. They don't know how to market. They don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to be leaders. So what the hell does your MBA do for you anyway? But that's what people believe. They believe that education is the only way. I have to have this thing before I go to this level and go to that level and have this degree and this certificate. And then whenever I get that degree or certificate, then I'll be successful. Like, no, man, that's when it starts.
Yeah.
You got in the door. Your degree got you in the door. And now you can't rely on that damn degree because that degree isn't going to do anything for you. Now I got to see how you perform. Can you come in every day and execute every day? Can you get on that phone and make the calls, execute, sell, and close every single day without bragging about what you did in college? Can you execute and bring in results every day, day in, day out? And it doesn't matter whether you have an MBA or if you have 2 MBAs. If you can't do that, I'm not going to hire you.
Yeah. Results over experience.
I don't give a damn about a degree. And by the way, nobody else does either anymore. Like real businessmen out there, bring me your resume. If I'm going to hire you, bring me your resume. And if all you're talking about is your education, I'm already looking at you like, bro, I don't want to work with you.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care what your degree is. And people come to me, they've got all sorts of degrees, but they're full of fear. And I'll say, you know what? I don't know about you yet, but come on in. Let's just do a 2-day trial. Let's just see how you do for 2 days. I'll put them in a desk. I'll tell them exactly what to do. Remember, they have degrees, right? They went to college on mommy and daddy's money. They drank beer. They chased pussy. They did whatever else, and they got their degree in the meantime. Cool. That means you can show up somewhere, get good grades, graduate, and you were diligent enough to give me a resume. That's cool. Now sit down and do what I tell you to do. Read my books, execute every single day. Can you do that? Most of the time, 98% of the time, they can't do that.
Yeah.
98% of the time.
That's crazy.
Be here at 9 o'clock, make 150 phone calls a day, make 4 sales a day. They can't do it. Because they think, well, I went and got a degree. I didn't think I had to work this hard. Who cares? Yeah, you got to work. Well, I thought this was going to be easy. I see people online making millions of dollars and it's easy. Yeah. Tell me about that degree again, because you're stupid. You think that they're making millions of dollars and it's easy? So how educated are you with that degree is what I would say.
Yeah, they don't mean much to me either.
No.
What about age? You care about age when you're hiring?
I think that the older generation has the work ethic. I don't think the younger generation does. I think the younger generation They like that instant dopamine hit. They like they like the iPhone, right? They're always on their iPhone searching and Googling, and now they're Chat GPTing. They're not even thinking. The phone's thinking for them.
Right.
So I can hardly work with the younger generation because they don't have the work ethic. I know that if somebody comes to work for me, I know that they can't go 30 minutes without checking their phone.
Damn.
30 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think, I don't know what the stat is. I think that people check their phones something like 350 times a day.
Holy crap. That's so nuts.
Yeah. And so the younger generation, they're not thinking anymore. The computer is. If you were to ask them, hey, drive me here, right? They're going to hit their GPS. They're not going to think at all where they're going. If I said, hey, drive me downtown. Okay, where? Where are we going? Yeah. I got to plug in my GPS. They can't think. Hey, tell me about this. I don't know. Let me Chat GPT it. People don't know. They're not using what God gave them.
That's true. Yeah. Taxi drivers, they know where to go without GPS.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I told him yesterday, taxi cab driver, I said where I'm going. He rattled off the address. I didn't have to tell him the address.
Damn. That's impressive.
Yeah.
You said, well, you won't find that with millennials.
No, you won't find that with Uber drivers. Yeah. It's wherever the machine tells him to go.
Yeah. And now there's self-driving cars too. So it'll get even worse.
Absolutely.
It's almost like that movie where everyone's dumb. I forget the name of it.
I don't know which one is that.
Forget. Everyone was super dumb in the future because we're just so used to technology.
Yeah. Well, basically drones, we're slaves to the tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you worried about that?
Well, I would say I'm not worried about it because I know that those who show up and win, they will. It's never been easier to win right now because they're lost. They're lost. They have no grit. They have no belief in self. They're full of fear. They're tied to their phone. They have no work ethic. I'm going to run you over, dude. Right? Like you don't have the skills, the mindset, the grit, the integrity, the drive, the force. You're weak. So I like it because I'm going to run right over you. But the older generation, back to your other question, they still have the work ethic. And I think the older generation, I just brought on a guy to work for me. He's 66 years old.
Wow.
And I can count on him, man. He's 66 and he's like, Chad, I don't have enough to retire. And most people don't have enough money to retire. And by the way, why is retirement the goal? I call it retirementitis, man. The idea, the disease that you think that whenever you're going to become 65 years old, you're going to sit on your nuts and not do anything and be happy. It's retirementitis. That's a disease. If you're going to retire at 65 years old, because that's what Wall Street and the United States government has planted in our minds, that we're supposed to retire and do nothing at 65. But if you check all the blue zones, you look at countries where people live over 100 years old, they never stop working. And if we stop working at 65, we're the only animal in the kingdom that stops hunting, stops working, stops trying to survive. Sitting around on your nuts doing nothing for the next 30 years of your life, that's not a good business model.
Most people, when they retire, don't even last 30 years.
No, right. No, they start to die. They start to wither away.
Yeah.
So, Bob came to me and said, hey, man, I need a job. I don't have enough to retire. I just got fired. And I'm like, man, quit that retirement bullshit. You got the disease, man. You got retirementitis, and so, I've changed his mind on that. He's like, you're right, man. I should just be happy about what I'm doing. I should love what I'm doing every day.
Absolutely.
And that's the goal, is love what you do every day. You see, people have a negative relation to their job. They have a negative feeling about their job. Like, well, I don't want to work all the time. Why? Because you don't like your work. If you don't like your work, then quit. Well, what am I going to do? I don't know. There's a million things you can do. Quit doing what you hate. If you already hate what you do, then why don't you roll the dice, quit, and go do something you have a possibility of loving?
Right.
And then that just shocks them. That makes them so fearful. They don't want to make the wrong move.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're already in a shit position. You're already losing. Your job sucks. Your life sucks. Well, I don't know if I want to quit because what if the next thing fails? Dude, you're already failing. You hate your life. You hate your job. You don't want to do this for the next 40 years. Well, no, I don't want to do it, but it pays me money. Who gives a shit? Go make money doing something you love. Well, I don't know if I can do that. Again, I can't help with that problem. Every time I talk to you and every time I try to give you advice, you go to fear, doubt, and questioning everything. I can't help those people. Right? And it's a systematic, it's a problem that's in our culture. right? Is everybody's fearful. They don't live in abundance. They live in contraction.
Right. So if someone made $1 million a year, but they hated their job, is that a failure to you?
No, it's not a failure. I think if you make $1 million a year, but you hate your job, it's just time to use that money and switch it up. Go chase your passion. Go get excited about something again. Use the success you've already had and leverage that into something else. It's just that easy. Like, look at you, man. Like, if you Google the Digital Social Hour podcast, you're the 3rd biggest podcast in the country.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't get here by not really wanting to do it. But one day, whenever you're tired of doing this, you call me and say, Chad, I'm just tired of doing this. I'm like, cool, man. You've made great money. You've done really well. What are you passionate about? What are you excited about? What would get you out of bed every day and have you go do something happily every day?
Right.
And then you got to do the inside work, man. You got to do that searching. What do I really want? And that's a big question that most people never ask themselves. What do I want? They don't ask themselves that. Literally 99 out of 100 people, maybe more than that, maybe 499 out of 500 people have never really sat down and said, what do I want? And really write it down. And if you had to ask them honest, they'd say, well, I asked myself what I wanted. And then I thought, well, I got this job that pays my bills, so I guess I'll just do that. And then, well, if I quit this job and I go to buy a business, well, what if it fails? I don't want to go through a failure. And then I don't want to do that. Well, I don't want to have to move. Well, I don't want to have to work hard. Bro, what do you want? It's like asking somebody, some crazy math equation. It's not hard. What do you want? Because you didn't build this podcast without really wanting to do it.
Yeah.
Now, as soon as you lose that want, as soon as you lose that passion, it's not time to give up. It's not time to retire. It's not time to quit doing something. It's time to tap in to your new passion. What are you now invigorated about? Right? So it's not about always loving what you do. It's about stopping what you're doing whenever you lose the love for it.
Yeah. And that's where my generation, because baby boomers had the same job their whole life, basically, right? Our parents. And I feel like with my generation, there's some crazy stats on this. We're hopping jobs every 2-3 years or something crazy like that.
Yeah, because that's really more of a problem where the younger generation, they don't understand that staying in something for the long haul is where you make your money. Okay. So people that go down a path and they go, well, this is going to be my answer. And they go down this path, they're a new career, a new direction in life. And then after about 2 or 3 years, it didn't bring them everything they wanted. Well, bro, you're not in it long enough. You got to be in it for a long time. Like if I had any advice for myself, if I could go back to my younger self and say, hey, dude, let me give you a solid piece of advice. Find what you want to do for the next 20 years and dedicate yourself to that. Because I did it too when I was young. I built this business, sold it, built another business, sold it, which I was making good moves. I would build a business. Yeah. I'd make, let's say I made 150 or 250 grand a year. I'd sell that business for 600 or 700 grand. So it worked for me, right? But a lot of guys don't know how to do that. So they'll go down this path and it doesn't bring them everything. And so then they take another path and it doesn't bring them everything either. Well, you have to become a pro in your business. You have to become a long-standing pro to where if somebody needs that type of service, they know who to call and they call you, right? But if you job hop and your phone number changes all the time, you're not staying with what it is you do, I don't know what the hell you do, right? But I know that you run a fantastic podcast. So if I ever need to get a hold of you, I call you on your cell phone and I'm like, Sean, I'm thinking about opening up my own podcast. I'm thinking about starting my own podcast.
Yeah.
What do? I know I can call you for that. But if you were to do something different next year and something different the next year, you're not reliable, man. Like, I don't know that you really know what you're doing and what you do.
Yeah.
And so these guys who go left and right all their life, they never get anywhere. You got to stay with something.
Yeah. A lot of people chase trends. They were crypto experts during the bull run. They're AI experts now. NFT experts a few years ago. Yeah,
because they believe it's going to bring them everything quickly. You see, the answer is in doing something new, right? That's what they think. I'm just going to do this other thing because I'm not making $1 million a year. Well, dude, just look at the stats. Just Google it. Chat GPT it. How many people really make 300 grand a year? Very small percentage, less than 1%. But if you want to get there, you have to do it year in, year out, find a reason to love it, find a reason to stay passionate about it. And then eventually market awareness is had. People know what you do and that you're good at it.
Right.
Now people will come to you instead of you always chasing them.
And find a mentor like yourself too. I'll save you years because I didn't have that early on. If I did, I would have been way ahead of where I am now. Yeah,
mentorship is a wonderful thing to have. And I'll tell you what, men are struggling nowadays. Men are really struggling. I've got a guy that I'm real close with, a good friend of mine. He just went through a divorce. He's getting crushed by the legal system, man. The woman, she wasn't doing shit. She wasn't making her own money. She did it on purpose. Okay, he found her diary. Her diary said that in 10 years, I'm going to divorce Bob.
No way.
Yeah, she had it planned deliberately.
What?
Yeah, in 10 years, I'm going to divorce Bob. Her plan was to deliberately reduce the amount of time that she worked so she could prove to the judge that she didn't work, she didn't have an income, and he owes her. So now he's paying her $3,000 a month in alimony, which isn't a lot of money. That's $36,000 a year to pay a woman. And she deliberately did that to her. She deliberately planned to leave him, divorce him, and take his money.
Wow.
And I'm saying that men are struggling because men think they're alone. Men think that they're on an island. They don't know who to call. Men don't do a very good job at talking about their feelings or what they're experiencing, what they're going through. The water is not warm for men to be vulnerable and talk about the shit that they're going through nowadays.
Well, that's why Tate blew up, because he kind of capitalized on all these men just struggling, right?
Yeah, it's a very real thing. And, Andrew Tate is really good at getting the message out there. He's very well spoken, and, he knows how to perform in front of the camera and all that. And unfortunately, he's appealing to the younger generation and they really need it.
Yeah.
But man, the older generation, the guys in their 50s and 60s, man, these guys are putting fucking guns in their mouths and ending their lives, man.
Jeez.
Because they're 50, 60 years old. The woman they loved just cut them in half, took their money. They lose their job. The kids are gone and raised, and the kids always placate to the mother. They don't give a shit about dad. So dad's in an apartment or in a 3-bedroom home with a damn cat and no real good friendships. The woman, of course, the woman's loved in the divorce, right? And the woman's getting paid from the man. And it's like, it's a terrible, dismal situation. And so men need to have community now, and men need to be able to speak openly to other men, to have community with men and get support from men. It's really lacking. Yeah. And through community of like-minded men who are chasing excellence, not pussy. Because if you chase pussy, you're not going to get women. If you chase excellence, you will. If you chase money and excellence, women will find you. But if you chase women, you're losing money.
Yeah, it's expensive, right?
Yeah.
It's a full-time job when you're
you're not focusing on what you need to be focusing on. And so men, a lot of times what they'll do, whenever they lose their woman, they'll go out and try to find a replacement for that woman.
Rebound, yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't, man. Go chase money and excellence. Go make $1 million. Go buy that new car, and you'll have 4 women to pick from, 5 women to pick from. But if you go chase women and get off the ball and not focus on what you need to focus on, then you're not going to win.
Sign those prenups too.
Prenup and postnup, man. Prenup and postnup. So like, hey, we're about to get married. Let's get married, and here are the rules. And if we get divorced, here are the rules. Prenup and postnup.
Bezos needed that, man.
Yeah. Another one. Okay, what did he pay out? Jeff Bezos paid out $30 billion.
He's the 4th richest in the country now.
Well, yeah, but she gave most of that money away.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, think about it. So you marry somebody, you have to pay her $30 billion after you divorce her. And then she goes and blows the money and gives it away to charity.
And a lot of charities are scams too.
And look at Donald Trump, man. He's been talking about this since the 80s. He's like, divorce is a business model for women.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't let it happen. So like whenever he married Melania, he said, this is how much money you'll get, and that's it. And he made sure that everything was airtight before he married.
He's had 2 divorces, right?
Well, I think he's working on his 4th. This is Melania, I believe, is his 4th.
Oh, they're getting divorced?
No, I'm saying it's his 4th wife. I think it's his 4th.
3 divorces.
Yeah, I think it's 3 divorces.
Damn.
Yeah, that's okay though. I mean, hey, love doesn't work out, right?
Yeah.
So if love doesn't work out, should you lose your ass on it financially? No, love didn't work out. Romance and finance, man, they don't mix. That's why divorce gets so ugly, is because romance and finance do not belong in the same sentence.
You don't work with your wife whenever you have a business?
I don't have a wife, dude.
Or in the past?
I don't have a wife.
Oh, you never got married?
No, dude, I did 1 year marriage. I did 1 year in the institution of marriage, and I'm never going back to that warden. I promise you, I'm not doing it.
Let's say you're dating someone. Do you keep the business separate from that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I will never put myself in jeopardy. I will never put myself in a marriage where Supreme Court judges that I don't give a damn about, attorneys that I don't give a damn about, have some sort of rule and law and punishment over whether or not my marriage stays together. I'm not going to lose everything I worked for a woman. I'm not a meal ticket. I'm not a business model for a woman to love me so much and then divorce me and take half my shit. I'm out of the game. I'm not doing that. And if a woman doesn't want to be with me because I won't marry her, or I won't marry her without a prenup and postnup where she doesn't get shit if it doesn't work out, okay, well, good. Then we're not going to do nothing.
That's not the one.
And by the way, it's easy to find women nowadays. Easy. It's the easiest thing to do ever. It's 2025. Get yourself on 3 or 4 dating apps. You have 3 or 4 dates this week.
Yeah.
It's not hard. So women think they have a commodity, right? Like, well, if you want me, okay, I don't need you. I'll replace you. Like, I'm not going along with your bullshit. I'm not gonna buy your brand of bullshit. I'm not going to marry you, put myself in the legal system, lose half my shit so you can move on. 85% of divorces are initiated by women.
Damn.
85%.
That's high.
I have never, ever seen a man get divorced and without a sunken, depressing result. Like, man, I loved her so much. I did everything I could for her. I don't know why this is happening. I'll tell you why, man. 85% of them will leave your ass. There's a monetary benefit for them to leave you. For men, there is no monetary benefit to leave a woman. So men don't leave. It's cheaper to keep her. So men will stay in the relationship. But if men could divorce that woman and get paid $1 million, you'd start seeing men leaving marriages.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, so women are monetarily incentivized to leave men.
Do you think they should change some of that legislator?
So they wanted me to run for governor, not governor, for Congress. They wanted me to run for Congress. And one of the things I was going to run on was changing the marital laws because men are on strike. Men are on strike for marriage. So whenever they were recruiting me to run for a congressman, and I entertained doing it, but I decided not to because I felt the ugliness of politics.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't think that I want to live like that. Like, I'd rather just be a businessman like I am, right?
You wouldn't get any female votes too.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, look at Trump. He got a lot of female votes, you know?
That's true.
You know, I think things are changing. I think women are getting smarter. I think there's a lot of women out there that are coming out with these very same messages. You know, the women out there like Pearl, I don't know.
Yeah, Pearl, she's cool.
Yeah, she's cool as hell, but she's given facts, you know. Now, if I say something about women, then I'm a misogynist.
Right.
But if she says it, it's just facts and data, right?
Yeah.
And so she's doing a good job, you know, and saying things that are factual. But everything that I've said today is factual. Women are incentivized to leave men monetarily. Well, unless you change that, then it's not going to get fixed. If you change the fact that women get paid to leave men in the current judicial system, if you change that, you'll have less divorce.
Yeah. Right now it's 50 to 60% divorce rate and a lot of sexless marriages.
Right. So it's more than 50. It's more than 60% though. They don't tell you that number.
Really?
Divorce is closer to 75%.
Damn.
And the men that are in those marriages, again, it's cheaper to keep her. And by the way, girlfriends make better wives. Okay, as soon as you marry somebody, as soon as you marry a woman, she's not going to treat you as well as what she did when she was your girlfriend. It's just not going to happen, okay? Because as soon as a woman marries you, there is no threat of other women. Now she's got you. She will be on her worst behavior after she marries you. So girlfriends make better wives.
Damn, that's kind of scary to think about, right?
And it's real.
You've seen that?
Yeah, it's real. It's 100%. I've seen it nonstop. I've been with women, and the more that I'm with them, the longer that I'm with them, the less of a good woman they are.
Damn.
But I can replace her with another woman get a new girlfriend, and she's 10 times better than the woman that I was just with.
What?
because she knows that she has to be on her best behavior, because she knows that I will move on. As soon as you marry a woman, they get safe, they get secure, and then they don't treat you as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must be some survival like instinct or something, right?
Yeah, because
Cool.
because men are hunters, but so are women. Women are hunters for security, safety, and locking it down with man. And men are hunters for sex, mostly.
Yeah.
Sex and money. We fight, we fuck. That's what we do. Like we're not in the caveman days anymore, but we're in a concrete jungle. And so that is what it is. You got to go work, you got to go kill. And we chase women for sex too. Okay. What women hunt men down for security, safety, and status. So as soon as they get that security, safety, and status, they become, I don't know, they become less happy. They're not as happy with their man. Like, why am I not happy? And men say that too. The men are like, hey, you said you wanted to be married. You said you wanted this big, beautiful home. You got a brand new car. I work my ass off. I make millions of dollars a year. Why aren't you happy, woman? And the woman would say, well, because I have everything I want. I can't have everything I want. Then I won't be happy. I have to be miserable and unhappy. And that will make me happy, if they were saying it honestly. That's really what it is. So a woman all over life, she wants to get a man. She wants to have him do well. She wants him to be in shape. She wants him to own his own business, make lots of money, and have a nice home and cars, brand new cars and kids running around the house. And the woman gets all that and she becomes miserable.
Interesting.
And then the man's like, wait a minute, I thought I was doing everything I needed to do to make this woman happy. And trust me, believe me, that women will leave that man who did everything right for a man who won't do right for her.
Not many of these women out there, but could you date a woman that made more money than you?
Yeah.
You could?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if I could really find them though.
Yeah, there's not many.
No, I don't know where I would find one, but I absolutely would. Yeah, if I could find a woman that was making 10, 15, $20 million a year and treated me well, absolutely, I would do that.
So a lot of women, when they make that much, they're in their masculine energy.
Well, when they make that much, they start thinking, why do I need this man? If a woman started making more money than me, she'll start naturally thinking, why do I need this man? Well, why do women need men? Safety, security, and status. So if they already have safety, they already have security, and they already have status, then what am I around for? And now a woman will be living with the same reality that a man lives with. Because why do men have women? For companionship. Like the list of what men want is very, very small. And the list of what women have for men is very, very tall. Right? And so at the end of the day, what do men want women for? Companionship, a friend, somebody to do things with, confide in. Women are wonderful at that. But again, once they have safety, security, and status, then men become, not that important. We're important for our sperm, I guess, but if women are beyond the need for that, they have safety, security, status, and the sperm. The babies are gone and they make all their money. Men become less valuable to a woman at that point.
So it's almost like you shouldn't give all that quickly. You should spread it out, right?
What,
safety and security? Yeah.
Yeah. You give a woman everything she wants, she'll be unhappy.
That's crazy. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah.
But it's real. Give them everything, they're unhappy.
You give them everything they want, they're unhappy. And they don't even know why they're unhappy. They're just unhappy.
Well, it's almost like if you win the lottery as a man or a woman, you're going to be unhappy usually, right? A lot of those guys go broke and they blow it all.
Yeah.
It's too much too quick.
Yeah. Women need more drama. They need more emotional ups and downs than what men do. Us men, we're out there battling every day. We're gladiators out there in the concrete jungle. We're working, we're doing our thing. We're working hard, we're grinding. And the woman is at home. She doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to fight. She's doing the dishes. She's taking care of the man, taking care of the house. And that's cool. But women need the drama. If women didn't need drama, then why are all these dramas on TV? Why are all these reality TV shows dominating the TV?
Right.
Why do women watch it? They need the drama. They need the chaos. They don't like steady Eddie. They don't like the grind that it takes and the simplicity of what life really takes, which is daily work, execution, grinding it out, dreaming and succeeding. They can't live there with a man. A man comes home, he doesn't want drama and chaos, but the woman needs that in her life. Emotionally, she needs it.
Agree. Chad, where can people get in contact with you?
ChadPeterson.com.
Perfect.
Go to ChadPeterson.com and I'll show you how to have wealth, time, and freedom in your life.
Check him out. And ladies, if you want to date this man, slide in his DMs.
They already do. They slide in my DMs.
I bet they do.
They do.
All right, guys, check him out. See you next time.